Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 55 of the Dear Herbalist Podcast titled Herbal Safety 101 Empowering Consumers, or we can say empowering clients. Now, I felt like this was an important topic that we need to talk about because I have some people that come to me asking questions about how to mix certain herbs. Some people have just went on ahead and taken a variety of different herbs. And have faced some adverse reactions as a result of it. And because of that, and because I've had to answer many questions about herb safety, I believe that this is an important topic that we as herbalists must talk about so that we can help our clients, and not only just our clients, but the community as a whole, remain safe when they take these plants or herbal remedies. Because if we don't do that, and we don't educate people as much as we can about herbal safety and things like that, what's going to happen is they're just going to keep mixing up stuff, harming themselves, and then they'll blame the plants and not look at the fact that they didn't mix them properly. So today I want to give you some strategies on how you can educate your clients or your community about the safe use of herbal medicine. And I'll also include proper dosing as well as potential side effects, because all of this stuff is very important when it comes to educating the clients about safety in herbal medicine and taking herbal remedies. So let's dive into this. Tip number 1. Comprehensive intake process. So you want to conduct a thorough initial consultation so that you can gather as much information as you can about the client's medical history, any current medications that they're taking, as well as health concerns. This helps identify potential contraindications as well as interactions. So during this particular period, it's very important to stress to your clients that, listen, I have to know what you are taking. Whether or not I agree with it on a philosophical level or a medical level or whatever, with you taking pharmaceutical medications or even other herbs, I have to know what you're taking if you want me to be able to recommend something to you to help you with whatever condition that you're dealing with. So no matter what it is, no matter whether you agree with it or you think I agree with it or whatever it is, because sometimes people try to read your mind, they have no idea what you're thinking, but I know what you're thinking. No, you don't. So please tell me everything you are taking, pharmaceutical, other herbs, it does not matter. Let me know. Tip number 2, clear written instructions. So provide detailed and easy to understand written instructions for each herbal remedy or protocol that you recommend. And you want to include dosage, how they should prepare it, as well as how long they should be taking it. And this will ensure that clients have a reference to follow. So you can give them a little pamphlet. Sometimes you go to the pharmacy and not only did they give you in a little bag, they give you your prescription, your pills or whatever it is you got in there. And then they'll also give you like a little guide or something like that. So I think that's something that we as herbalists can also do. That'll better help our clients, especially if they're not around us and they are taking the medication or herbal remedies that we are recommending to them. Tip number 3, explain potential side effects. So you want to discuss possible adverse reactions, even if they are mild. So for example, you might want to mention that headaches, dizziness, nausea, or skin sensitivity could occur with certain herbs or certain herbal remedies. Even if it's rare, even if it's mild, they may be that 1% where that reaction might happen. So definitely make sure that you let them know regardless. Another tip is to emphasize proper dosing. So you want to stress the importance of following recommended dosages and not exceed them, as herbal medicines can have potent effects. So sometimes people, because they tend to be impatient, they want to hurry up and get over whatever they're dealing with. They're like, you know what? I know they told me to take, a little small amount, or let's say 5 dropperfuls in a cup of juice or in a cup of water, but I think I'm going to take 20 because that will get into the body, and the more that's in the body, it's going to help it get rid of it faster. Now we know that's not a logical way to think about things, and it could be dangerous. But sometimes you have to get into the mind of your clients or those people that you're recommending use your herbal remedies. You have to kind of get into their minds. And in some people's minds, it's, I just want to get rid of this and I'll do whatever it takes. I'll take as much of it as it takes to get rid of it, no matter what it is. So we have to stress the importance of making sure, no matter what, follow the recommended dosage. If you do not, okay, if you exceed them, or let's say you cut them in half, if you do not, you will not get the intended effect or the desired effect from that particular formulation. All right. Next tip is herb-drug interaction awareness. So we want to educate our clients about potential interactions between herbal remedies and conventional medicines that they may be taking. Like I said before at the beginning, it's very important for you to stress to your clients, no matter what, I need to know what you're taking. I need to know the prescription because I need to look it up. I need to look at the chemical properties. I need to understand what I'm trying to recommend to you and see if there's going to be any potential interactions. Because the reality of it is, we as herbalists want our clients to get off of that stuff, right? We want them to not take pharmaceutical medications with all the side effects and everything else. That's our reality. The reality is that our clients, they're not all the way there buying into herbal medicine yet and its effects and what it can do. There's not millions and billions of marketing dollars towards putting out information about herbal remedies, its potential interactions, its benefits, how it can help them. So because of that, people are a little skeptical. So yeah, I'll try a little bit of what you're talking about, but I'm going to still hold on to my other medication. And so because of that, you want to make sure that they let you know, whether you believe in it or not. Trust me, you need to know what people are taking that keeps them safe, that keeps you safe, and keeps you out of court, from getting sued, from making somebody sick because you didn't do your due diligence. Next tip is encourage open communication. So relationship building is really important for us as herbalists. Building that relationship, building that trust with our clients, because if they trust you, they will follow what you say. If they don't trust you, they will constantly challenge you, or they won't be consistent in their protocols, or they'll come sometimes they won't. They'll be very inconsistent. So building trust and having open communication is important. But also advising our clients to inform your other primary healthcare providers about your herbal medicine use, okay? And report at any time any unusual symptoms or side effects. So it's not uncommon for your client to have a primary healthcare physician. It's not uncommon for that. And they owe them that right to talk to them as well about what herbal remedies that they are using, whether their doctor agrees with it or not, whether the doctor feels like it's quackery, does not matter. You need to know. Because if there's an adverse reaction because of the prescription you've given them and the herbal medicines that they're taking, then they too can be held liable. Though they have a lot of protections and way more protections than we as herbalists have, but there will be some issues there. Next tip, provide reliable resources. So we can offer to our clients reputable books, websites, or handouts that they can refer to for additional information about herbal safety and usage. I'm really strong about the power of threes and giving people information from a variety of different sources. Prove it to them. Because in our field, the proof is in the pudding. They will come to us already skeptical. Even the most enthusiastic person still has that element of skepticism. So because of that, already have your receipts. Already have your information from 3 different sources for them to review. And they may take the flyer or pamphlet or book recommendation, whatever it is, and toss it in the trash. But hey, once it leaves your hands, once it leaves your lips, it's on their heart, it's in their mind, it's in their hands, whatever you gave to them. And that's up to them. You take away the responsibility of feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to get the information to them. Then I have to digest it for them. Then I have to, disseminate it for them. Then I have, no. We're dealing with grown-ups here. As long as we're not dealing with children and we're dealing with grown-ups, I've given you the information. What you choose to do with it is not up to me at this point. It is on you. I've given you 3 different sources. I'm trying to prove to you the safety and the usage and how to do these things properly. If you don't accept it, what do the scriptures say? Shake the dust off your feet and keep it moving, right? Maybe not with so much slang, but it said that. Look it up. Next tip, follow-up appointments. So schedule regular checkups and check-ins to monitor the progress of your clients or even your community members, and then adjust your protocols as necessary. Use this time to address any concerns or any questions. So if you are a clinical herbalist, okay, or wellness coach or something like that, make sure that you have regular follow-ups with your clients so that you can potentially, mitigate any issues that may happen, or they can kind of let you know what's going on. If you need to make some type of adjustments or whatever the case may be, you'll know what you need to do because you're constantly monitoring them. And it also makes them feel like, okay, you didn't just write me out a protocol, give me some recommendations and drop me off. Like you really care, you're invested in what I'm doing. So that is important as well. Next tip, teach preparation techniques. So with your clients, you want to demonstrate proper methods for preparing herbal remedies, such as making teas, tinctures, salves, okay, and show them the correct way to do it so that you can ensure correct potency as well as safety. So you can do this in the form of classes. If you have clients that, let's say they tend to use a lot of tinctures and things like that, you want to show them how to do it. The best way for them to learn is to actually do it. There's a lot of tutorials out there online. There's a lot of tutorials that they can read, but a lot of people having someone there showing them and then allowing them to do it so they can learn as they go. A lot of people grasp it a lot quicker. Just a little side tip. Next tip, emphasize quality and sourcing. So we have to educate our clients about the importance of using high quality, properly identified herbs from reliable sources. I tend to tell the people around me, the best herbs that you can get are the ones growing around you, because you can pick them in the correct season, right? Make sure you identify them correctly. You can touch them. Sometimes it's harder if you're just ordering herbs online. You really don't know what you're getting. You may think that you're getting, ashwagandha, and you could be getting cocoa powder or something. You really don't know. So to ensure that you have good quality and appropriately sourced herbs, look at what's around you. And we can encourage the clients to do that, because if it's growing around them, then they feel more connected to it. They're more apt to use and to forage appropriately. But they have to be taught these things. And most people want quality. They want to know that when they spend their money on anything, that it's not going to fall apart. Most people that are buying herbal products want to know that if you said on that bottle or that capsule or whatever, that these are the benefits. They want those benefits. They want to know that what they have is quality and not just flavored grass. Okay? So we've got to educate them about the importance of using these things. The next tip is special population consideration. So we want to provide specific guidance for pregnant women, children, elderly individuals, those with chronic health conditions, because these groups can require extra precautions. Pregnant women can't have every single herb. Children can't have high doses of certain herbs. Elderly individuals can't have high dosages or even certain herbs. And then, of course, those with chronic health conditions, they have to have certain types of herbs, because certain herbs can exacerbate whatever condition that they're dealing with. So these special populations, we have to provide guidance for them, provide handouts, information. Okay, this is your situation. Okay, you're pregnant. No, unfortunately, you can't take these 25 different herb mixtures. You're going to have these gentler herbs to kind of help you with your nausea or constipation, these type of things, because you're pregnant, because you're carrying another life. You don't want to recommend an herb where it could cause the person to have an abortion, right? So educating those special population is important, and providing guidance for them is very important as well. Another tip, and the final tip, empower self-advocacy. Teach clients how to communicate effectively with other healthcare providers about their herbal medicine use. A lot of our clients out here are getting roped. We know it, and they know it. They are fearful to talk to their medical providers about the use of herbal medicine. Some have tried and have gotten just belittled to the little dot on the ground. Why are you using that? Oh, that's just quackery. That's foolishness. That ain't going to work. That's not backed by science. That's not real. Why would you do that? You're messing up your stuff. Just take this pill. Don't worry about it. Like, they are getting bombarded and roped with negative information regarding herbs. So that's why we have to educate them and empower them. And for us as herbalists, this is the reason why we have to know the foundational sciences. I will stress that until I'm blue in the face. I cannot stress it enough. We have to know the foundational sciences. We also have to know about pharmacology. We have to know these things because we want to make sure that, first of all, we can intelligently talk about herbal remedies, herbal medicine, but also we can educate and empower our clients as well to know about their body, to know how their body works, because they are more invested in themselves than the person on the other side of that desk. They are more invested in their grandmothers, their fathers, their children. They have more skin in the game than the person on the other side of that desk. And so we have to empower them and make sure we give them all the information necessary so that when they go talk to their healthcare providers, when they go talk to their physicians, they can talk to them, like they got some sense. They can talk to them with education. They can talk to them like, I know what you're talking about. Yes, you said my kidneys are this. Yes, I know exactly what that means. And because of that, I'm going to use this herb to kind of boost this enzyme or to help this particular thing in my kidneys. Now, some doctors will be all, puffed up and, you think you know more. Then if you know more, what are you in here for? And so that clapback game is going to be real. Just to get the diagnostic test. Just to get the blood test. Thank you. Bye. Just to get that heart scan. Make sure everything is thumping correctly. Just have my blood drawn so it can be read. Until I learn, the proper diagnostic techniques, right? Of tongue diagnosis, iridology, looking at the hands, checking the pulse. Till I get that down, then yes, I need those scans. I need those blood tests. I need those EKGs. I need those CAT scan results. I need those x-rays to see how my bones are growing or how that broken fracture part of my bone is healing because I'm taking the right herbs for it. That's what I'm in here for. I'm not in here to be shoved with 100,000 different test drugs. But a lot of clients, they don't feel empowered enough to do that because they don't have the education. So they really lean and rely on someone who they feel like has more education than them. And the worst thing is to give all of your power away to someone and lay it all in their hands only for them to tell you, you've got 6 months to live, get your affairs in order. I'm so sorry. There's nothing else we can do for you. Nothing worse than having that feeling, that sense of, hopelessness and helplessness. Nothing worse than that. So we want to educate. As much as we offer remedies, as much as we, do our assessments and all these other things, education is the most important thing. We cannot afford to be ego-driven. As an herbalist, no one should see an ego anywhere on you. We have to respect clients and understand that they haven't bought into us yet. So we can't try to use these control methods to get them to do what we want them to do. That's not how that works. We don't force ourselves on anyone. We don't force our remedies on anyone. We don't force our information on anyone. I give it to you and you do with it whatever you want to do with it. But you've been given the information. Because somewhere along the line, accountability is going to be expected to be required. And you'll have that back in the back of your mind. Shoot, I was given this information by this one herbalist, and they did say that my kidneys was the issue. And because of that, I'm going to have, if I don't address it, I'm going to have long-term issues down the road. And here I am on dialysis. Okay? Respect the fact that some people, they have to wait till they get to that point. You got 6 months to live. Ain't nothing else we can do for you. Some people get that way. You just have to understand it's a part of the nature of what we do. But at the end of the day, we have the answer. We have the response. First, education, right? And then we provide remedies and other things. Because they may only be in our presence for a short period of time. Let's say you do a wellness clinic, right, in your neighborhood. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have people coming to you for a variety of different issues. And guess what? You may only see them that one time and never see them again. So it's education first so that they can learn the information themselves and then turn around and use it forever. Not just take this tincture and once it runs out, hit me on my website. No, not only did I give you the tincture, but I showed you how to make it. Now you can make it, and if something happens again, you can use it for yourself. Or if somebody else in your community has those same issues, you can show them what you've done. We've got to get out of this capitalistic mindset of we always have to be making a dollar. This, unfortunately, is not the field for that. Because if you are truly an herbalist, at your core, you want to relieve the suffering of man. And it is a thankless job. Oftentimes, you give more than you get. And you have to understand that you have to get value out of helping others versus gaining for yourself. And not worry about how you're going to get your part of the pie first. So if you're sitting back and you're thinking about this and it's just like, dang, I'm really running a business here and I got to make money and I got to do this, that, I get it. Write books, teach courses. But when it comes down to addressing the ailments of man, sometimes people will be able to pay you. And then there are some populations that cannot. Do they not deserve care? Especially, okay, when the Most High has provided everything that we need on this earth to take care of us, it's all around you. So it should be nothing for you as an herbalist to go forage your local flora, to create medicines, to be able to provide it for people that need it. Now, I'm not talking about those that are abusing it. If they can afford to pay for it, pay for it. Because you're going to buy some junk anyway. You might as well buy the good stuff. But I'm talking about there's a group, a sector of people in your community that cannot afford it. A lot of times the only reason why people had insurance is because it's like, okay, if I'm paying this little bit every month, I can go to the doctor, boom, no problem. I can only pay a little bit of a copay. My prescription's maybe $2, $3. So I'm good. But if they didn't have that, then it's like, oh, shoot, what are we going to do? Because I can't afford to pay per pill that exorbitant amount of money to address this issue. And again, a lot of the diseases and disorders, I've said this in previous podcasts, are lifestyle. So if we can educate people and empower them to change their lifestyle, change the lifestyle of their children, change their mindsets, then there won't really be any need for medicines. Because everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing. The body is responding. All the excretory systems are activated and cleaning out toxins like they're supposed to. The heart is pumping like it's supposed to. Your circulatory system is moving things in and out as it's supposed to. Everything is operating how it was designed. So empower your clients. Empower your community. And if you take care of that, I promise you, because you are doing good in the earth, it will come back to you. but you can't focus on that first. You just can't. Okay? So those are my tips and strategies and I'm sorry I got off on a tangent, but I am very passionate about that. I just feel a pressing. I don't know if you guys are out there and you just feel that tug and that pull on your heart to do more and to do something. But if you do it. Listen, sit down, write the vision, make it plain, and then activate it. Pray along the way so that it can come to fruition. But do it. If you feel that pull or that call for whatever in herbal medicine, do it. Because the time is now. The time is now. Don't worry about opposition. You're just going to have to be like, those horses in the race where they put those blinders on the side so they can't look to the side and be distracted. You just got to look straight ahead and just keep running your race. Because it is a race and there is multiple layers of opposition. If it was given to you to do and that's your purpose, you got to do it. You're not going to be satisfied until you do. Your spirit won't let you rest until you do. A lot of people out there are dealing with anxiety because they're on the wrong path. And their spirit knows it. And it's rattled. It's vexed. Because you are not on the path that you're supposed to be on. So once you step on the path that you're supposed to be on, you'll notice those anxious anxiety and all this stuff will start to go away. If that was the root of the issue. Not everything, is all about what you put in your mouth. It's what you put in your mind, or it's obedience. Doing what you're supposed to do, doing what you were called to do, doing what you were put here for. And regardless of what our human intellect tends to understand and try to break down and all this other stuff, there's a whole spiritual realm around us. And everything runs by order. It runs by time and order. So jump on that bandwagon. If you feel that push and that call to do something, do it. Don't hesitate. Don't reason yourself out of it. Just move forward into it. And I promise you, your life will be blessed. And if you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. Share this with anyone you feel would need it. It's a very important topic. I know I went off on a rabbit hole, but share it. Share it. Thank you so much for all of my new listeners. I am watching the analytics and all of that, so I can't appreciate you enough. Thank you for all my returning listeners. I appreciate you liking and sharing and all of that. Thank you so much. I couldn't do what I do without you guys, so I appreciate you guys listening and tuning in every week, twice a week. My goal is to remain consistent. Sorry, I just had something in my throat, and now it won't go away. But I'm not going to spend another 15 minutes trying to hack up whatever the heck that is in my throat to close out this podcast. So I'm going to be a little raspy on the end of this. But I tried to drink some water too. I know you're like, drink some water. I tried to drink some water. I don't know what it is. Maybe because it's late. It's like, I'm not even going to tell you what time it is. It's very late when I'm recording this. But please follow me on all of my social media sites at The Demystified Herbalist. Talk to me. Send me some messages. Let me know what you guys are doing out there in the world, the greatness that you're doing out in the world, and share some of your personal tips and stories on how we can empower and educate our clients as well as our community. I'm trying to build a community of herbalists that we talk, we share, we understand each other like nobody's business. So shoot me a message. I always love to hear from you. Thank you so much for those who have already been messaging me. I've been doing my best to get back with you as I get the messages. So thank you so much for your continued support. And with that, family, I'm out.